Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the remaining problems in exercise 8.2. So the problems are coming in the topic coplanar vectors and unit vectors. So first we are going to see the coplanar vectors. So the coplanar vectors means the vectors lie in the same plane or parallel to the plane. They are called coplanar vectors. You see that the coplanar vectors, they are having the property one vector we can write as a linear combination of other two vectors. See, if three non-collinear vectors A vector, B vector and C vector are coplanar, then any one of the vector can be written as a linear combination of other two. So one vector is a linear combination of other two. If we can write, we can say the three vectors are coplanar. So what does the linear combination mean? You can write one vector is equal to S into B vector, that is A vector is equal to S into B vector plus T into C vector, where S and T are constant. So A vector, that is one vector, is a linear combination of other two. We can say the three vectors are coplanar. So while using this, we are going to do the 5-mark problem, exercise 8.2, 9th problem. Show that the following vectors are coplanar. So the following vectors, okay, they are coplanar. So here three vectors are given. So first we have to take vectors, it is given. So we have to take the first vector as A vector, second vector as B vector and the third vector as C vector. So we have to show that they are coplanar. So if you can write one vector is a linear combination of other two, we can say the given vectors are coplanar. So that's why I have taken here A vector is equal to SB vector plus TC vector. So here I have substituted A vector, B vector and C vector. Okay, A vector is written here. So A vector I cap minus 2j cap plus 3k cap is equal to S into, what is your B cap? Minus 2i cap plus 3j cap minus 4k cap plus T into, what is C cap? Minus j cap plus 2k cap. So yeah, we have to equating the components, same components on the both the sides. Okay, you take the left side. What is I cap coefficient? It is 1. Coming to the right side, your I cap is, here the coefficient is minus 2. This minus 2 is multiplied with s, so minus 2s, and here no I cap, so it is 0. So therefore you have to equate the components on both the sides. Here you are having 1, I cap coefficient is 1. Here in the right side you are having minus 2s, so 1 is equal to minus 2s. So in the same way, go for j cap. Here in the left side you are having minus 2. Left side you are having minus 2. Come here j cap is 3. 3 into s is 3s. Here minus 1. Minus 1 into t is minus t. So therefore minus 2 is equal to 3s minus t. In the same way you go for the k cap coefficient. That is, in the left side you are having 3. Here you are having minus 4s. Here you are having plus 2t. So I have written here. So equating the components of I cap, j cap and k cap. So that is, the coefficient has to be equated and we form the three equations. So what you have to do, you have to consider any two equation and solve. From by solving we can find the value of s and t. So those two values has to be substituted in the equation which is not used. Okay. So if the equation is satisfied, we can say, we can write the three vector as A vector is equal to SB vector plus TC vector. That is, one vector is a linear combination of other two. So therefore the given vectors are coplanar. What I have said, here you are having the three equations. So you have to consider any two equations only. And from that two equations you have to find s and t. Here I am going to use first and the second equation. Third equation I am not going to disturb. Okay, so see now first equation, what is 1 is equal to minus 2s. So minus 2 is multiplied with s. When you take it to the next side, it is divided by minus 2. So minus 1 by 2, that is your s. So this s has to be substituted in the second equation. So therefore minus 2 is equal to 3s minus t. That is the second equation. So 3 into minus 1 by 2 minus t. So here minus t is there. When you bring it to the left side, it will become plus t, and minus 2 which is in the left side, it is brought to the right side as plus 2, and you are going to take LCM. The LCM is 2. So here you are having minus 3. So it has to be multiplied with the 2. 2 2s are 4. 4 minus 3 is 1 by 2. So we have found S and T by using the first and the second equation. Okay, so the third equation is left out, it is not disturbed. Okay, by finding S and T. So you consider the right side of the third equation. What is it? Minus 4s plus t, and substitute S and T on that. So if I substitute minus 4 into, what is your S? Minus 1 by 2 plus 2 into 1 by 2. So minus 4 into minus 1 is, what's the answer? Plus 4. Plus 4 by 2 plus here 2 by 2. That is, when you take LCM, it is 6 by 2. That is 3. What is 3? You see that 3 is the left side of the third equation. By substituting S and T, this equation is satisfied. We have taken the right hand side. On that we have substituted S and T, and the right hand side of this equation has arrived. So therefore this equation, the third equation, is satisfied by the values of S is equal to minus 1 by 2 and T is equal to 1 by 2. So therefore what is it? So this condition is satisfied. What is the condition? We have taken A vector is equal to SB vector plus TC vector. So therefore we can write one vector is a linear combination of other two. So therefore the three vectors are coplanar. See the second subdivision, 5i cap plus 6j cap plus 7k cap, 7i cap minus 8j cap plus 9k cap, 3i cap plus 20j cap plus 5k cap. The same way the vectors are given. So vectors means we have to take A vector, B vector and C vector. You have to prove that they are coplanar. So take the results of the coplanar. So one vector is a linear combination of other two. So here I have taken A vector is equal to SB vector plus TC vector. So in the place of A vector, it is B vector and C vector, all are substituted. Next, what you have to do? Equating the components on both the sides. Take I component. Here you are having 5. This side you are having 7s. Here 3t. So 7s plus 3t. So next j component, if you equate, here you are having 6. Here minus 8s. Here 20t. The same way k component, if you take the left side, you are having 7. The right side 9 into s, so 9s, and here plus 5t. So you are getting 3 equations. You have to consider any 2 only to find the value of s and t. So here I have taken 2, 1, 3. So here you are having 20t, here you are having 5t. So the third equation has to be multiplied with 4. So the second equation is written as it is. Third equation is multiplied by 4. So 7 4s are 28 and 9 4s are 36s and plus 20t. Okay. So the previous equation, here you are having 20t, here also you are having 20t. If you subtract, you see you have to change the sign. So here you are having minus, this also minus, here the sign is plus, so you have to change as minus when you subtract. So 6 minus 28 is minus 22. Here minus 8x minus 36x is minus 44x. So find the value of s. So s is equal to minus 22 divided by minus 44. Minus minus getting cancelled. So therefore s, what you are having? S is equal to 1 by 2. S is equal to 1 by 2. So which are the equations we have considered? Second and the third equation. So using any one either second or third, you have to substitute the value of s. So here I have taken the third equation. 7 is equal to 9s plus t. So in the place of s, you have to substitute 1 by 2. But 7 is equal to 9 by 2 plus 5t. Bring this 9 by 2 the next side as minus. 7 minus 9 by 2 is equal to 5t. Take LCM. LCM is 2. So the 7 is multiplied with 2. 14 minus 9. What is 14 minus 9? That is 5. So 5 by 2 is equal to 5t. This side 5 and this side 5 getting cancelled. So therefore t is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, we have used the second and the third equation and we have found the value of s and t. Those values has to be substituted in the equation which is not used yet. Okay, which equation is not used? The first equation. So substitute s as, what is it, 1 by 2 and t is equal to 1 by 2 in the first equation, right side. So consider the right side, and if you substitute, your answer is 7 by 2 plus 3 by 2, that is 10 by 2. That is 10 by 2 is 5. You see the left side of 1. That is also 5. So therefore, this first equation is satisfied by substituting the values of s and t. So therefore, we can write one vector is a linear combination of other two. So therefore, the three vectors are coplanar. Okay. So we'll come to the problem number 10. Show that the points whose position vectors, keep that in mind, points whose position vectors. So we have to consider the point. How many position vectors are given? 1, 2, 3, 4. They are coplanar. Okay, the points whose position vectors are coplanar. So 4 vectors are given. What vector? Position vectors. So consider the point A, B, C, D. So therefore, position vector, how will you write? By using the first point A, so that is OA vector. So the first vector is taken as OA vector, second vector is OB vector, third vector is OC vector, and the fourth vector is OD vector. In the previous problem, what is given? Show that the following vectors. So therefore, we have taken A vector, B vector, C vector directly. But here, position vectors are given. So it is nothing but OA vector, OB vector, OC vector, OD vector. From that, you have to find any 3 vectors. Either you can find AB vector, BC vector, CD vector, or AB vector, AC vector, AD vector. Here I have taken AB vector, BC vector, CD vector. Using the 4 position vectors, we are going to find 3 vectors. Okay, so AB vector, position vector, how will you can write any vector? That is position vector of the second point minus position vector of the first point. That is OB vector minus OA vector. So you have to do the subtraction. I have said the rough work. Which one? Here OB vector. OB vector is written first. So the I coefficient is 0. So therefore 0 minus 1 minus k minus 1. That is the coefficient alone you have to write. Then OA vector coefficient. What is OA vector coefficient? 4, 5, 1. And what you have to do? You have to do the subtraction. So you have to change the sign. So this will become minus. This also minus. This also minus. So if you do the calculation, 0 minus 4 is minus 4, minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6, minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. So this is your, what is it? The AB vector you have to write. Here I have written the coefficients. So minus 4, minus 6, minus 2. So this will become minus 4i cap, minus 6j cap, minus 2k cap. Next you have to find BC vector. BC vector, how will you write? Position vector of the second point minus position vector of the first point. That is OC vector minus OB vector. Take OC vector. What is the coefficient? It is 3, 9, 4. That is the coefficient of OC vector. And next OB vector. OB vector coefficient is what? 0, -1, -1. And you have to do the sign. You have to change the sign because in between you are having subtraction. So this is minus. This will become plus. This also plus. So therefore, it is 3 minus 0 is 3. 9 plus 1, that is 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. So therefore, BC vector has 3i cap plus 10j cap plus 5k cap. Next one, you have to find out CD vector. CD vector can be written as OD vector minus OC vector. So go for OD vector components. What it is? -4, +4 and 4. Next, OC vector. So see the components of OC vector. Write it 3, 9, 4. What you have to do here? Subtraction. So you have to change the sign. So it will become minus. Here also you will have minus. Here also you will have minus. So if you do that, -4 minus 3 is -7. 4 minus 9 is -5. And 4 minus 4 is 0. So it can be written as minus I7 I cap minus 5j cap. So we have found 3 vectors. So first we have to show that the 3 vectors are coplanar. That means one vector is a linear combination of other two. We have to prove it. So first take that result. AB vector is equal to SBC vector plus TCD vector. So the vectors has to be substituted and equating the components. You see that first one what? I. So if you equate in the left side, so that is -4. The right side 3s. Here -17. Next one, J cap coefficient. So here left side -6, that is written, is equal to S into 10, 10s. Here T into -5, so the -5t. And K cap, here in the left side you are having -2. Here you are having 5s. Here there is no K, so therefore -2 is equal to 5s. In the same way, 3 equations you have obtained. You have to use only 2 equations to find the value of S and T. See, first I am going to use the third equation. -2 is equal to 5s. So from that S is equal to -2 by 5. So S has to be substituted in the second equation. So I have used the second and the third equation to find S and T. Okay, so which is left out, which is not disturbed, which is not used, the first equation. So we'll see now here. After finding S, it has to be substituted in the second equation. Can you say what is the second equation? -6 is equal to 10s minus 5t. In the place of s, you have to substitute -2 by 5. So this 5 and here the 10 is getting cancelled. So here you are having 2. 2 into -2 is -4. -4, when you bring it to the left side, it is +4. So calculate -6 plus 4 is -2 is equal to -5s. So t is equal to -2 by -5. So that is equal to 2 by 5. So we have used second and the third equation to find the value of S and T. Those values S and T has to be substituted in the 1. So you have to consider the right side of 1. 3s minus t. Substitute s as -2 by 5, t as 2 by 5. That is -6 by 5 minus 14 by 5. That is -20 by 5. What is -20 by 5? That is -4. See the first equation. That is the left side of first equation. So therefore the first equation is satisfied these two values. So therefore the vectors AB vector, BC vector, CD vector are coplanar. If the 3 vectors are coplanar, then the 4 points are lying in the same plane. So therefore the given points are also coplanar. So the first topic is over. How to prove the vectors are coplanar. Okay, the next one we are going to see the unit vectors. So unit vector, how you can write? A cap, it is denoted by A cap. Okay, so it is, the formula is plus or minus A vector by modulus of A vector. So in the exercise 8.2 you are having the problem number 13 and problem number 16. 16 involves unit vectors. See the problem number 13. Find the unit vector parallel to, find the unit vector parallel to, you have to find a unit vector which is parallel to 3a vector minus 2b vector plus 4c vector. So they have given a vector, b vector, c vector. First we have to find this vector. So first term 3a vector. So the a vector has to be multiplied by 3. So all the components of a vector has to be multiplied by 3. 3 3s are 9. Minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. Minus 4 into 3 is minus 12. So therefore 9 I cap minus 3 j cap minus 12 k cap. Next what term? Minus 2b vector. So you just take minus 2b vector. So the b vector has to be multiplied with the constant minus 2. So minus 2 into minus 2 is 4i cap. 4 into minus 2 is minus 8j cap. Minus 3 into minus 2 is plus 6k cap. And the next one 4c vector. So the c vector has to be multiplied with 4. So 4i cap plus 8j cap minus 4k cap. So first we have to find 3a vector minus 2b vector plus 4c vector. We have to add all the results. So 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 4 is 17. So 17i cap. Minus 3, here minus 8 plus 8 is getting cancelled. So therefore only minus 3, that is the coefficient of j cap. So minus 3 j cap. And here minus 12 plus 6 is minus 6k. Minus 6k cap minus 4k cap is minus 10k cap. So I have found this vector. I have to, what is asked? The unit vector parallel to this. So I named this as D vector. Okay, so I named this as D vector. Now we have to find the unit vector parallel to D vector. That is denoted by D cap. What is it? It is denoted by D cap. So the formula is what? Plus or minus D vector by modulus of D vector. So the D vector is written by its modulus, that is magnitude. How to find the magnitude in terms of components? It's a square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Your x is 17. 17 the whole squared is 289. Plus minus 3 the whole squared is 9. Plus minus 10 the whole squared is 100. If you add, you will get that is 3 square root of 398. This is the unit vector parallel to 3a vector minus 2b vector plus 4c vector. Okay, so 16th one. Find the value or values of m for which m into I cap plus j cap plus k cap is a unit vector. Okay, so this vector, if it is a unit vector, find the value of m. Okay, so what is given that this vector is a unit vector. Unit vector means what? Whose magnitude is 1. So the modulus of this vector is equal to 1. Here m is a scalar. It is written within the modulus. When you take it out, it may be plus or minus. So plus or minus m, and you have to take the modulus of this vector is equal to 1. Okay, m alone here you have taken here. So how to find the modulus of magnitude of this vector? It's a square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. Everything is 1. So therefore 1 squared plus 1 squared plus 1 squared is equal to this side plus or minus. When you take it to this side, here also plus or minus 1. So what is this answer? It is root 3. Square root of 1 plus 1, that is square root of root 3, that is equal to plus or minus 1. From that m is equal to plus or minus 1 by root 3. So we have found the values of m. Thank you, students.